Good day everyone, I'm Ronald De Peña, third year college with the course of Bachelor of Human Services. And today I will be discussing the chapter 4 of Theories of Personality 9th edition, which is talk about Jung Analytical Psychology. To begin in our topic, here is the overview of analytical psychology. Analytical psychology is a theory of mind that emphasizes the importance of wholeness for each individual by bringing together an understanding of individual experience with a recognition of the role played by broader truths and experiences. Analytical psychology hopes to work towards an integrated human consciousness. Now, who is Carl Jung? Here is the biography of Carl Jung. Carl Jung, or in his full name, is Carl Gustav Jung. He is born on July 26, 1975 in Kirchliel, Switzerland. He is a Swiss psychologist and psychiatrist who founded analytical psychology. In some aspect, a response to Sigmund Freud's psychoanalysis. At the beginning of his autobiography entitled Memories, Dreams, Reflection, Jung described his life as a story of the self-realization of the unconscious. Carl Jung is recognized as one of the most influential psychiatrists of all time. He founded analytical psychology and was among the first experts in his field to explore the religious nature behind human psychology. Psychological complexes, a cluster of behaviors, memories, and emotions grouped around a common theme. Freud believed that Jung was the ideal person to be his successor. At that time, Freud and Carl have bond a good relationship where Freud and Jung develops a strong mutual respect and affection for one another. They talked during their first meeting for 13 straight hours and well into the early morning hours. This person tension was not diminished when the two now famous psychoanalysts began to interpret each other's dreams, a pastime likely to strain any relationship. While the wise old man of Kusnat died on June 6, 1961 in Zurich, a few weeks short of his 86th birthday. At the time of his death, Jung's reputation was worldwide, extending beyond psychology to include philosophy, religion, and popular culture. And that's how end the biography of Carl Jung. Now next is the level of psyche. Now what is psyche? First we have to know what is the meaning of psyche. In psychology, the psyche is the totality of the human mind, conscious and unconscious. And for what I search in the internet, or the other meaning of psyche is human mind, soul, and spirit. And first is the conscious. According to Jung, conscious images are those that are sensed by the ego, whereas unconscious elements have no relationship with the ego. Are you familiar with the ego, and superego? They are somehow related with the level of psyche, which is the conscious. Next is the personal unconscious. Personal unconscious embraces all repressed, forgotten, or subliminally perceived experiences of one particular individual. It contains repressed infantile memories and impulses, forgotten events, and experiences originally perceived below the threshold of our consciousness. Next is the collective unconscious. In contrast to the personal unconscious, which result from individual experiences, the collective unconscious has root in the ancestral part of the entire species. To make it simple, according to Jung, the collective unconscious is made up of a collection of knowledge and imagery that every person is born with the shared by all human beings due to ancestral experience, just like myths, legends, and religious belief. Next is the archetypes. Archetypes are ancient or archaic images that derive from the collective unconscious. They are similar to complexes in that they are emotional tuned collections of associated images, as what I mentioned before in personal unconscious. Archetypes are universal, inborn model of people, behavior, or personalities that play a role in influencing human behavior. Just like a woman who is having a child. Carl believes that the archetype's mother is somehow that assume its rule, compelling the woman to ultimately responsible for his responsibility to take care of her babies or baby. Next is persona. Persona is the side of personality that people show to the world is designated as the persona. The term is well chosen because it refers to the mask worn by actors in the early theater. Some examples of persona or the roles you may play can be the teacher, lawyer, doctor, policeman, mother, father, husband or wife, and etc. Next is the shadow. The shadow, the archetypes of darkness and repression, represent those qualities we do not wish to acknowledge but attempt to hide from ourselves and others. And anger, selfishness, violent tendencies, the quest for uncontrollable power, and sexual desires are all undesirable traits which are frowned upon by society and are concealed to avoid scrutiny. These traits can be referred to as one's shadow. Anima. Anima and animus are somehow related because of their definition, like fruit. Jung believed that all humans are psychologically bisexual, possesses both a masculine and a feminine side. And animus, this is the masculine archetype in woman, is called the animus, whereas the anima represent rational moods and feelings. The animus is symbolic of thinking and reasoning. Jung described the animus as the unconscious masculine side of a woman, while the anima as the unconscious feminine side of a man, each transcending the personal psyche. Next is the Great Mother. Great Mother. Two other archetypes, the Great Mother and the Wise Old Man, are derivatives of the anima and animus. Everyone, man or woman, possesses a Great Mother archetypes. This pre-existing concept of mother is always associated with both positive and negative feelings. For example, like a loving and caring mother, and the negative feelings are the unloving mother and unthoughtful mother's children. And that is the example of Great Mother. Wise Old Man. The wise old man, archetypes of wisdom in meaning, symbolizes human pre-existing knowledge of the mysteries of life. This archetype meaning, however, is unconscious and cannot be directly experienced by a single individual. It usually appears as grandfather, sage, magician, king, doctor, priest, or any other authority figure. It represents insights, wisdom, cleverness, and willingness to help. Next is the hero. The hero archetypes is represented in mythology and legends as a powerful person, sometimes part god who fights against great odds to conquer or vanquish evil in the form of dragons, monster, serpent, or demons. That's how they that's how Carl Jung illustrate the hero. Next is the self. Jung believed that each person possesses an inherited tendency to move toward growth, perfection, and completion, and he called this innate disposition the self. And as an archetype, the self is symbolized by a person's ideas of perfection, completion, and wholeness, but it's ultimately symbolized is the mandala, which is depicted a circle within a square within a circle, or any other concentric figure. It represents the striving of the collective unconscious for unity, balance, and wholeness. And here's the example of mandala. The collective unconscious is the centered, and upper of this is the persona, and below is the shadow, and the other side is the anima, and each side is the anima, and other outer circle is the conscious ego. And that that is the end of my report. Thank you for listening.